playing. Once it's over, we will let Mayor Goins take over. You will find that when you were brought in, we have muted you, and we would like for you to, we will have time for questions and answers afterwards, and we would like for you to use the chat feature to ask those questions, and then we will read those off for Mayor so that he can answer those as best to his ability. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll see you soon.
The community aspect of the Growth Association is important because it brings together local businesses, large and small. It brings together nonprofits.
One of the things that I notice as a member of the Growth Association is new members come in and watching them blossom.
One of my favorite things about being a member of the Riverbend Growth Association is that it allows us to keep a focus on us and later versus me and now.
They just have a very large scope that they reach out to us in the business community, which involves all of the individuals, corporations, and nonprofits.
It's a big unity of different entrepreneurs of all levels, of all classes, new, old, experienced, veteran, minority, women.
Just the relationships that we've been able to build over the years. I've made some great friends, some great mentors that have really helped us grow our business to the level it's at now. Probably the best thing about the Growth Association is you do have that community of business leaders.
We are working together to build a connected community every day, and I just love it.
A lot of it's what we call the member mingles, the business after hours, basically those networking opportunities.
There are a ton of different events at different times.
Where you get to do networking, you get to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about your business, if you have anything special going on.
And that's allowed me to build relationships with, local businesses, local community leaders, and just to get to know people here in the Riverbend.
The comfort of knowing that my business is in good hands and that they're constantly looking out for all the members.
The Riverbend Growth Association works to empower everyone.
Doesn't matter what your business represents or your story of how you started.
If you come in contact with the RBGA, you will be empowered.
Well, how'd everybody like that? We can't
Really
clap,
nice.
right? Or can we? All right. Well, anyway, that's just a little taste. Just so everybody knows, the people in the video were not, their feet weren't held to the fire. They were not paid. They did that willingly, and we are appreciative of that. So with that, I'll just say thank you all for signing on. This is the second in our series that we're trying to do Zoom calls to bring people together with our area mayors. We had Mike McCormick on a month ago, and today we have David Goins of Alton. And I'll just set the table for him real quick. He's done many things in his life, but public service has been one of the many. He is a retired Alton Police Department officer for 13 years. And ran for mayor back in April of 2021. So believe it or not, already you're starting your 4th year in office, sir.
Yes.
And what you're going to do, I think, is recap 2023 a little bit, and then speak to some initiatives or things that are happening for 2024. And then, if you would, as we go along, you can put your questions in the chat, or when David is done, you could ask them at that point. But with that, Mayor David Goins of Alton.
Thank you, John. And good, happy noon to everybody. Good noon, I guess afternoon now to everyone. It's good to be here. I wanted to say something first before I get started and hit my little timer here. I just wanted to just remember Dick Probst, because he's great guy. Somebody my wife's known for a number of years. When she started out at the it was then a home savings and loan, and but I just remember just when I first took office and seeing him at a lot of the Growth Association events, and so he's going to be missed, but lived a good rich life, and so I just wanted to say something about Dick, that he's always been a good man and already been good to my wife and I. But I also want to thank the Growth Association for having me to speak on this call, and I want to thank you all for your hard work and dedication throughout the years, and for all the services that you have provided. You know, I'm proud to be a member of the city of Alton. I'm born and raised here in Alton. And by the way, John, it's 25 years, not 13, that I was on the police department.
Well, I should have never gone with numbers. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. I was just having fun. But you know, this city holds a really special place in my heart, and I'm committed to its continued growth and its prosperity. And I just look forward to not just helping this, you know, city be great, but to be be exceptional. So as I look back on 2023, you know, we had some accomplishments. We had some challenges and some obstacles, but you know, we met them head on, and I just look forward to 2024 as an opportunity to continue making strides to do great things in this city. And when I think about, you know, what I want to share in this kind of like it's kind of like a looking back and a looking ahead. And I want to kind of focus on just kind of 5 things in regards to what we wanted to accomplish or we're trying to accomplish through this administration in the city. And those things are the importance of public safety, the importance of community engagement, economic development, investing in our youth, and supporting our schools. So since this is the Growth Association, I think I will start off first. I want to make sure I get the economic development first. And so I had quite a few accomplishments in our economic development. First, we were awarded a $1 million grant in congressionally, sorry about that, congressionally directed spending. I put 3 instead of 30. That's the reason why it went all out. I didn't even realize that. But we awarded $1 million in congressionally directed spending for projects downtown Alton, including our Great Streets implementation project. We were awarded $400,000 in grant funding from the Illinois Housing Development Authority for various revitalization areas efforts throughout the city. I think last year we were excited that we secured docking with the Viking Cruise Line for expanded tourism and visits to the Alton Riverfront. And we just received news that America Queen cruise lines have shut down their operations. They shut them down in just February. As of February 20th, there are going to be no cruises, and so unfortunately, we're going to be back down to 2 cruise lines. So we're fortunate to have Viking and American cruise lines, because America Queen has shut down all operations. But we're excited to have Viking on board and coming to our riverfront. We've done some great things at the Alton Marina in regards to our new management called Seahorse Marines, I believe, Seahorse Marine. And so we secured that with the Alton Marina, and we have made a lot of improvements to the marina in regards to slip holder and visitor experiences. One of the things we're excited about also is the development of the new solar project out there at our old landfill. And that's going to really give our residents another option in regards to energy, because of the solar initiatives that has been initiated by our governor. We're looking at a lot of solar things and green energy, and so the solar project is going to be great for our residents and for our community. And speaking of that, one of the things we established through Lewis and Clark Community College is to develop a Alton workforce hub under the auspices of the CEJA grant, CEJA, which is the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act. And so we became one of the many, let's see, about 15 or 20 workforce hub for like the underserved communities. And so that partnership with Lewis and Clark is going to develop this workforce hub. And we're looking, okay, this is annoying. Okay, turn my phone off. And we're looking to really expand on that this year and the upcoming years in regards to establishing a really good workforce. We're looking at offering jobs through solar. That's going to be a great, I think, boon to our young people, and especially those who are not like wanting to go to college, but maybe once they graduate from high school, they want to go right into the workforce. And so that's going to be a help. As we mentioned before, we got some planned businesses coming in on the Homer Adams Parkway, a Marshall's, a Five Below, and the Ulta Beauty Store. And because of that, we established a Route 3 and Buckmaster Business District to support that development initiative. And that project is moving along in the Alton Plaza. And so we're excited about the three businesses with the potential of a fourth business. I was really surprised at how much space that was. And I just recently found out that there is enough room to maybe add a fourth business, but we haven't really fulfilled that yet. And so we were excited to finally open the Starbucks this past year, and the city provided a lot of infrastructure assistance to support the development of Starbucks, and it is doing well. Through our TIF program, we were able to help the Wedge Innovation Center by providing over $7 million to the Wedge Innovation Center, for Alton Works to help further that project along. And there are a variety of other TIF eligible projects that we did. When we look at what, as far as like in our city parks and our recreation, they really help to improve our local tax base and our property values. Gordon Moore Park played host to at least 15 large tournaments this year, consisting of baseball, softball, football, soccer, tennis, cyclocross, and kickball. And these events alone brought in approximately 15,000 people with an estimated economic impact of around $900,000. And general attendance in our parks was approximately around $1.5 million last year. And so we're excited, and we're looking forward again to the River Dragons coming to play, and also the Alton semi-pro football team. And so we're going to continue just to have our parks utilized. We're looking at some more baseball tournaments coming in, college baseball tournaments coming in. And so we're just looking for a great economic impact. Now, these are just kind of highlights, because if I just kind of talked about everything, Director Caffrey was very, very emphatic that, these are just highlights. And so there was more, but like I said, just got 30 minutes. And so I just kind of wanted to just highlight some of the things that we're doing from an economic standpoint for development.
Is everybody frozen? Or just David?
I'm not frozen.
The mayor's frozen.
Yeah.
Just the mayor. He should have come back by now.
Okay.
John, do you have his text number and you can text him? Cell number.
Yeah, no kidding.
Uh-oh. Maybe he knows it now. He got it. Maybe he's going to get off and get back on.
I'll give him a second, but I will try and call too.
I don't
Alton
have
High lost
technology.
power earlier today. I hope it's not coming our way. There he goes. He's back on.
Yay, we lost you.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody was just like, man, everybody just staring at me real weird. I was like,
The wonders of technology, David. Things
oh
happen.
my goodness. Okay. I don't know if it was mine. I guess it was mine, but yeah, well, it is an old building anyway. So anyway, I think I was talking about the initiation of the comprehensive plan. Did you hear that part?
No.
Okay,
No.
so
Start there.
okay,
There
so
you go.
what I was saying is that, we just kind of highlighted a variety of things from an economic development standpoint. There was much more, but Director Caffey wanted to just give me some of the highlights. Plus, I only got 30 minutes, so I could spend really 30 minutes just talking about economic development. So we got to move on. 2024, we about this comprehensive plan, and this is going to really help contribute more to the development and the future of our city in regards to economic development, community engagement, public safety, um, all of those things that I kind of mentioned. And so we're excited about that. Also, what we're working on is a City of Alton marketing and branding initiative. We've got some models that we've been sharing amongst the department heads, amongst ourselves, and we've narrowed it down to one. Now, the thing about this branding initiative, we're still going to maintain the original City of Alton, the seal. But as far as like tourism and things of that nature, it's going to be a whole new branding initiative, and we'll hopefully be able to roll that out pretty soon and let the community see it. But it's going to be great, and I think it's going to be helpful in marketing and branding our city as a destination to come to visit, to live, to work, and to play. Also, another goal for 2024 is the activation of a partnership with the East-West Gateway Council of Governments for the Great Streets Plan to Pilots Project. And so we're continually moving forward. The Great Streets Plan was initiated, I believe, in 2019 prior to COVID. And so we're going to keep moving forward on that. We also have a variety of infrastructure and quality of life improvements within various neighborhoods. We continue to tear down our blighted houses and still looking at ways to utilize those properties as well. And we're also going to continue to go forward in looking at some continued commercial development along the Homer Adams corridor and also throughout each established business district. And so one of the things that I learned was in regards to this, when it comes to businesses, they come in like package deals. And what I learned about this was when you have an AT&T and a Starbucks, well, that's the reason why Ulta Beauty, Marshalls, and Below come, because they all come together in kind of like a package. So like if you would go to Edwardsville or go anywhere, if you see an AT&T and a Starbucks, you're most likely also to see Ulta Beauty, Marshalls, and a Five Below. And so, but but we're exploring some more options in regards to commercial development along Home Ramos Parkway. We're trying to build up commercially around there. So that's very, very important. As we move on to public safety, I think public safety is a very high priority for this administration. And we've made some great strides in the effort to ensure the safety and security of our residents, visitors, and our businesses. And one of the highlights for our public safety is our officers being trained in wearing their body-worn cameras. That's something that we pursued, got a grant for it, and finally in 2023, all officers have been trained and are wearing the body-worn cameras while on duty, and this is already increased public safety, accountability, transparency, and community relations. And the body-worn cameras have also helped strengthen criminal cases. We've also through the police department an $800,000 SPI grant that specifically aims to deter crime, and helped us to purchase what they call LPRs, which are license plate readers and surveillance cameras throughout the city of Alton. And these cameras and the importance of these cameras just cannot be stressed enough, as they have become so incredibly important in solving crime. Hopefully, these cameras will also deter crime, but they definitely help us when it comes to solving crime. As we look at further into the public safety, it's important that our streets and our sidewalks are well maintained and kept. And this past year, the city resurfaced 9 streets and putting down over 4 million tons of hot mix asphalt. And we're looking forward to doing even more streets this year through $800,000 of ARPA money, where the plan is for us to do like 5 streets in 5 streets in 5 wards, and which would be a total of 35 streets, including sidewalks. And so the plan is to do 35 streets and 35 sidewalks. And that will be huge in regards to our infrastructure. And we really couldn't do that without the council approving $800,000 of ARPA money. An interesting thing about the ARPA money is that when ARPA money first rolled out, you couldn't use the money to do streets. You can only use it to do sewer and water. But now, through the different final rules, they've expanded the spending of the ARPA money. And so now we're going to be able to utilize the ARPA money to help do all of these streets. And once again, our fire department does just a great job in making sure our buildings are safe and making sure our community is safe, and they respond to so many things. And like, is the one thing I shared and always love about the fire department is, like, I never get phone calls or complaints about the fire department, because everybody's always happy when the fire department shows up. And so that's a great thing. So as we look at moving forward, we've covered economic development and public safety. And the third thing is community engagement and enhancement. And when we talk about the quality of life, community engagement and enhancement is vitally important for our community. And one of the things that through the police department, they have partnered with an organization called Sacred Spaces of Care. And what Sacred Spaces of Care does is that they assist those in need in our community. And we were able to secure a $400,000 grant that is going to help us just provide one officer to focus on those who are homeless and those who are having mental health challenges, substance abuse treatments, mental health services, housing. And coupled with that, we've through the ARPA money, we're going to give the police department, we've given the police department $200,000 to assist. That's going to be, maintained, and this $200,000 is going to be oversaw by the chief of police himself. It's going to utilize this money to help us provide transportation to the homeless, temporary housing for the homeless. And so this community engagement is very important because, we had a lot of things going on in regards to the homeless with the camping ordinance. And so when we developed this camping ordinance, and everybody was thinking we were just really trying to just really bash the homeless, but at the same time, while we were developing this camping ordinance, we were also working on ways to improve and help our homeless, so that when they don't have a place to go, we can give them the help that they need. Also, we're writing a letter. We've written a letter of support. The chief and I wrote a letter of support to help the Salvation Army, in pursuing funds to build a 40 room housing development that's going to house the homeless, but also not like the Booth House was in the past, where it was just a place where somebody can lay their head, but all the wraparound services that they need. And so while we did the camping ordinance to protect our citizens and protect our residents and our tourists as they go to the different parks and different places and public spaces in our community, we're also working on the other end, trying to help our homeless and unhoused community as much as possible. And so that's been a great effort and initiative also. And just a few other things that we're working on. We partnered with OSF, Alton Mental Health, to do an Alton Mental Health community resource guide. Just done a lot of great things to enhance and to engage our community, to just really be involved and know that we are there as a city to help. As we look ahead, we've secured $200,000 in ARPA money to build new restrooms at Killian Park. And we have a potential funding for a bandshell park at Killian Park. Alton Steels donated new pavilion and swing set at Milton Park. And we're going to be putting in new sidewalks in various parks and a new roof at the bathhouse and at Gordon Moore Park. And the one thing that we're excited about is the F1 power boat race that's coming on the Alton Riverfront on June 21st. It's going to be a great event, and we're just working through all the details. We just had a meeting last week talking about the public safety side of it, and that's moving along great. And so we're excited about that. And one of the other things that we've done this year when it comes to community engagement, we partnered with the Madison County Farm Bureau. And this started right when I took office, but it's continued throughout the year that the Madison County Farm Bureau has partnered with the city of Alton to provide finances to put the flowers up in upper Alton. And so when you see those flowers now, just think about the Madison County Farm Bureau, because they provide those flowers every year. And another thing that they partnered with us was to going out through the Mexico neighborhoods, and we've planted fruit trees on various vacant lots and on the property of homeowners. And these trees are kind of like a throwback from the days in the probably back in maybe the 60s or the 70s. There were all kind of fruit trees in the Mexico Highland area where people can come and just get there and get fruit. And so we planted quite a number of trees through a partnership with the Madison County Farm Bureau. We also partnered with the Alpha sorority. I see them over there. And we're seeking funding to develop and implement a kids bicycle safety program, as there is a growing need to address safety concerns associated with this activity. As I just read last night, or read this morning, that someone was injured pretty bad in an accident. Somebody riding a bicycle. It wasn't a child, but it was a 47-year-old who was struck as he was riding his bicycle in Upper Alton, and he's in serious but stable condition. So we know that more and more people are out there on especially with gas and the price of gas and everything. People are on their bicycles more than ever, and so that's going to be a great initiative when we get started, not just for the kids, but I also believe for the adults. This year, we started a partnership with the Illinois Secretary of State to host a mobile DMV office in City Hall on a quarterly basis. The first one was held January 16th, and there was a very high number of people that came through for services. And so we're going to have another one in April 16th at City Hall, and that's being held in the council chambers. So that's kind of it on the community engagement side. And like I said, I just hit on some highlights because we just try to be strong and really engage in our community, go to as many events as we can, ribbon cutting, ceremonies, whatever the case may be. We do it not just in Alton, but in Godfrey or wherever we're asked to come. And so we always try to engage our community and do things to enhance our community. One thing I did mention was like the new pickleball courts that are going up at in Gordon Moore Park. That's another thing that we do to enhance our community and just to continue to just do positive things in the community. Now on the fiscal responsibility side, and tell me how many minutes I have because I don't want to go too long. So let me just highlight those things, the fiscal responsibility. This year we made great strides, and we started off at first in economic recovery or financial recovery, and now we finally made it to a sense of financial stability. Whereas when I took office, we were at a $3 million deficit, and as of the end of March audit of 2023, the city realized a over $2 million surplus. And that's the first time since the FY 2020 audit. And prior to that, the city had not seen a surplus since 2018. And so we made some great strides in regards to our fiscal responsibility. Our department heads have been very, very strict in their spending and able to just navigate through all the things that happened prior to taking office, like COVID. Well, I took office during COVID, but also there was some tremendous floods that happened that and along with COVID, that just kind of just put not just this city, but a lot of cities in the hole. And so we're glad to see that we're climbing out of that, and we've been able to present our audits on time and our financial statements on time. And we have just made some great cash management practices, and we have set some financial goals to secure the financial foundation of the city. And so that's it on the fiscal responsibility side. Also, what's important is investing in our youth. And the big thing is our UNICEF Child Friendly Initiative, which is a comprehensive process that has involved local civic and government leaders, volunteers, and residents working closely with the city's youth to determine the specific needs of children in the Alton community. And the important thing about this UNICEF program, it's not a bunch of adults sitting together in a room trying to figure out what's best for our youth. What we're doing through this program is actually engaging our youth. And we've actually been going out into the community asking our youth, what do they need? What would, if you had a magic wand, what would you do to make the city of Alton better? Or and ask the question, what would you like to see in regards to children feeling happy, healthy, safe, and respected? And with those two questions asked and engaging the youth, the biggest thing was, eliminating violence, especially violence in the neighborhood and violence in our streets. And so one of the components of our investing in our youth is that we're looking at exploring a lot of ways, because we see not just in our community, but in St. Louis, come to find out that the shooting that happened during the Kansas City Chiefs parade, that was juveniles as well. And so it's these juveniles. And so we have got to kind of figure out a way how we can reach these children and really get to the heart and the core of the issue of what's going on, that make these 14, 15, 16-year-old kids feel that they need to carry guns in order to feel safe. And so UNICEF is going to be a vital component of that. And also through our youth department, our police department, they created and organized a United Youth Services along with the Madison County Juvenile Justice Council. And so many organizations have come together to partner on these youth-focused initiatives, and they're going to hopefully fall under the Alton the umbrella of the UNICEF. And so as I just come to a close here, I want to just highlight some other notable accomplishments that happened back in 2023, and some things that we're looking forward to in 2024. One of the hugest things was the completion of the Riverview Wall Restoration Project. That was a major accomplishment to get that done, and we're just excited and proud to see that done, and our residents in the Riverview area are also excited to do that. And also the Public Works Department, along with the organization, I can't think of their name off the top of my head, but they received a reward, I think either late last year or early this year, for the completion of this project. So we're really happy to see that done. We just received news, that we have received our special permit to begin implementing the new lights on the Clark Bridge, and that implementation is slated for March of this year, the middle part of March. Also, we were able to upgrade all of our municipal buildings with new HVAC systems. So City Hall, Police Department, both fire stations, and Public Works all have received new HVAC systems, which were in some cases long overdue. And so we're excited about that. And so that's pretty much all that I have. I was trying to put as much in the short time that I had. So thank you for your time, and I'm open to answer any questions.
Thank you, David. There's a question in the chat about from Melissa Mesky about bicycle safety program to be delivered to automobile drivers, but I think Bianca answered it. Yes, that's a part of the grant program. Yeah. Anything else? Did that satisfy you, Melissa? Just curious. I see no other questions in the chat right now. Does anybody want to unmute and ask one?
Well, Mayor, you mentioned the solar project. Every time I drive by that, this is fascinating to look at.
It is.
Is that obviously, I mean, it's to save electricity, but I mean, does the city benefit from that? Does it go to Ameren? I'm ignorant of how it works.
Yeah, because there's a variety of, obviously solar projects, just like when you drive down Broadway and you see that huge solar array for for Alton Steel, which is they went completely solar to, for their plant. And so you have like residential solar, then you have business solar, and then you have community solar. And this is a community solar project that is going to provide our residents with an option. It all feeds through Ameren. but it provides our residents with an option to tap in to the solar, and they still will be billed through Ameren. Did I answer that good enough? Or
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right.
Mayor, there's another question in the chat from Melissa Meskey. What will the new lighting on the Clark Bridge look like, and how will it be different from what's there now? I think you have that answer.
Yes, it's going to be brand new LED lights. And these lights have the capability of changing colors. So if, like, for the 4th of July, we can light the bridge up red, white, and blue. For breast cancer awareness, we can light it up pink. We can do a variety of things, and you can do it all from the comfort of your phone, which is pretty cool. Now, the thing about this is that when we started out with this project, we started out, needless to say, not really knowing everything we needed to do. Because when we rolled it out and announced it, then all of a sudden we got a message from the Illinois Department of Transportation saying, okay, what are you doing? Because no one has talked to us about the lighting on this bridge, and we maintain this bridge. And so anything you have to do with the bridge has to come through us. And so we had to put the brakes on, backtrack, and we found out that we needed to get approval from the Coast Guard, approval from the FAA, approval from the Illinois Department of Resources, Natural Resources, Coast Guard, FAA, Illinois Department of Natural Resources, plus get a permit from IDOT, but IDOT would not issue these permits until we got these approval letters from all of these other entities, because you're talking about the migratory fowl pattern that there's certain times that the lights have to be turned off, and there's certain times that the lights have to be turned down. During certain times of the year, and there are certain times that the governor may issue when, just shutting the lights off, period, in the on bridges throughout the state of Illinois. And so it's been a long process, but we're excited, and we're looking at the potential of a potential starting date per approval of IDOT, I believe March 18th. But we will be able to do it. The only thing we cannot do is have flashing lights. The lights, they always have to be steady. But we'll have a many things, like we want, just like say if the lights were operating now with the Lady Redbirds doing what they doing, we could light the bridge up red, red and white, just to, for our Alton Red, for our Lady Redbirds who are, just doing fantastic this season. And the thing about it is you have to have set times. You have to submit like a plan of when you're going to do this. You just cannot just randomly change the lights. You have to set a plan, submit this plan to Illinois Department of Transportation that on 4th of July, they're going to be red, white, and blue. On Valentine's Day, they're going to be red. On October certain time, they're going to be pink for breast cancer awareness, or, and so it's really, really strategic on what you have to do. It's not like you can just wake up and say, oh, I think I want the bridge to be blue today. No, it just doesn't work like that. So, but it's pretty exciting. I know that was a lot of answering, but I'm just excited about that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's good information, actually. Anybody else before we wrap this up? If not, I want to remind everybody that our next mayor's chat will be on March the 20th, and that will be with Tom Stalkup of Wood River. And that will be at noon, Wednesday, March 20th at noon, with Wood River Mayor Tom Stalkup. And I want to end with what the mayor opened with, a little note on Dick Probst. He's not only a loss to the community, but a huge loss to us here at the Growth Association, and our sympathies go out to Marge and his family. Dick, we thought highly of him. He was always involved with us for years as an ambassador, and last year won our Legacy Award at our Chamber Choice luncheon back in May of 23. So that Dick Probst passing is, I agree with you, Mayor. It's a loss for the area. All righty. With that, let you all get back to your day. Appreciate you being here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.